All right, campers, we're about to wrap up Unit 8 here. Got several things to talk about in Section 8.4. Perimeter, area, and circumference. I'm going to this first page really just has some information. So I'd like for you to take a minute, read through the page, and we'll reference this material again. But I do need you to take a minute to read through it and then pick back up with me on the next page. Pause the video, study page 1 of your handout. Okay, so you're back with me now when we're taking a look at some of these ideas. I did want to point out this statement I have at the top. It says we're not using the formulas for area in 6th grade, but there are many, and one of the enrichments I'll have available will be for those of you that are interested in investigating area with formulas. So part 1, perimeter. Hopefully you already are familiar with the term perimeter. It's distance around a polygon or any real two-dimensional figure. So I've done an example for you there. It's really pretty simple. The only way to miss it, you would think, is just adding incorrectly. However, a problem like number 2, where it says find perimeter of a rectangle with length 4 feet and width 1 foot, a common mistake is a student will know that perimeter means sum, so they'll do this. So this is what not to do. They will just see the 4 and the 1, and they will say the perimeter is 5 feet. But that is not correct. In fact, let's write that. Oops. In red right there. Not correct. And it's easy to make that mistake when you don't see a picture. So when you see a description, sometimes it's really helpful to draw the picture. So in this case, let's do that. If you just draw the rectangle and label, the length refers generally to the longest side. So we've got 4 feet. I usually just put the unit on one of the sides so that I can just concentrate on the numbers on the other part. So here's our rectangle, and just for review purposes, remember, if you have a rectangle, it's a parallelogram where all 4 angles are 90 degrees. So now I would say perimeter is 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1, which is 8, and 2, which is 10. And the unit is feet. And yes, it is critical that you write the unit down. So on this next one, I might not want to draw a picture unless I feel like I'm pretty good at drawing hexagons. But it says to find the perimeter of a regular hexagon. So we've already talked about that term before. Remember, regular hexagon means all the same side lengths and actually the same angle lengths as well, except with perimeter, we're really just interested in the side lengths. So if I can just recall that there are 6 sides in a hexagon, so the perimeter is going to be 6 times the length of every side, which is 10 millimeters. So perimeter is 60 millimeters. Inevitably, someone says, but I thought you were supposed to add when you found perimeter. Well, of course we are adding, but we're using repeated addition. So you might feel a little better writing out 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. Hopefully, after not too long of that, you'll realize, oh yes, I should just use multiplication right there. But same answer either way. Okay. Perimeter is what we call a linear measurement, which means perimeter can always be measured either with a ruler or with a tape measure. So on example 4, you're also having to recall some previous information. Perimeter is the sum of all the sides, and I've got the markings on this triangle, so hopefully you recognize that this triangle is isosceles. We'll just review that, especially to practice spelling a little bit. So if this side is 12 and they're marked to be equal, then this side is 12. So perimeter equals. Some of you might want to write, instead of writing 12 plus 12, you could put 2 times 12 if you prefer. Either way, and add to get 32, and our unit here is inches. And then you have some very irregular polygons over here. First, let's count up the sides and see how many we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So remember, that is an octagon. And we're just reviewing there. But if you know what you have, you know how many sides you should be adding up. And it looks like we're missing some of the side lengths. So sometimes you're going to have to use a little logic to figure out the length of the missing side. So if this whole side over here is 10, and from here to here is 5, well, then that leaves 5 more, and we've got 2 here. So 5 and 2 takes up 7 of this 10. So this piece must be 3. Then if you're looking across to figure out this little missing one over, we need to figure out this length right here. Well, totally all the way across, you've got 3 plus 12, so that's 15. And then right here, we've only got 9, so we need 6 more. So I'm going to erase all these hideous labels now, so you can actually read what we put here. So we said 5, 7, this one was 3, and this one has to be 6. So now I'm going to total up all my sides, and I do expect you to show support. So just like I've been doing here, I like to circle where I start and then just move around in the same order every time so that I don't leave anything off. But I know I should have 8 figures to add up. So I've got 9 plus 10, 3, 5, 12, 2, 6, 3. Let's dim this page a little bit. Oops. Sorry, bear with me there for a second. Just need a little bit more room here. There we go. All right, so when I start adding it together, I like to add it in little chunks. So I might insert some parentheses around just to help me. You don't have to, but my first group is 19, 8 and 12 is 20, 2 and 9 is 11. So I might put my 19 and my 11 together, since that adds up to be 30, plus 20 is 50, and this was, now there's no units given here. When there's no units given, you would just write the word units. Everybody's work won't look the same there, but if you do have a long list, I do think it's helpful if you show it, you know, in some parts. It will help me in checking your work to kind of see where you mess up. If you just total it all and write your answer, neither you nor I actually know where your mistake got made. Let's see if we have any more perimeter problems. That's it for perimeter. So I'm going to stop this video right now and just kind of break it up into some parts. So that's perimeter, and you might want to go ahead and just work on the perimeter portion of your homework.